Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Western Commissioner Hosey Blue.
Present.
Eastern Commissioner Bradley Jackson.
Present.
Presiding Commissioner Len.
Present. If you all join me with the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very much. A great way to start the morning on a beautiful day after a stormy night. Okay, so today we have no items being removed from the consent agenda. I think we have approval of today's agenda. We have approval of one set of minutes May the 2nd. That was last week. We have one financial. It is 05-09-2024-01. It is Park Funds sales, road and bridge sales tax. We're distributing out of Common to Common 1, $145,048.29. 29 cents, and then Common Road 2, $142,286.40, and so leaves us a total in the pool of $145,907.87. So that's the financial that we have today. And all the other items in consideration will be in sequence of what we have printed up. And then I do think there's some communications today from a couple of different people. So I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated.
So moved.
Second that motion, sir.
Okay, thank you guys. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Thank you very much. Okay, first item today is County Clerk Brumfield. We have the annual precinct report.
I'll give you a copy of this. Got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Paula.
Yep. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm just here to give my annual precinct report, and after inspecting each precinct and reviewing the boundaries and surveyed the number of voters in each one, we've done a few changes. We moved the Rosedale 1A from First Baptist Church in Nixa back to SB Elementary, its original polling place. And we also moved 659 voters from North Galloway, which would be in the River Cowboy Church, to Spokane High School to vote, to even out the numbers, because we had 3,000 voting at North Galloway and we only had 1,700 at South Galloway, so we moved some down there to make it more even. Other than that, that is all I have for the polling location.
All right, very good. Any comments or questions?
Well, I just had one question since we're talking about this topic. Typically, after a census comes out, geographical boundaries get shifted around a little bit. I've had some people ask me about the east-west boundary of the county. And have we looked at those numbers on shifting that
I
line?
think that is your guys' responsibility to change the boundaries. I know Kay, former clerk, said that they needed to be looked at, but that would be up to the commission. I think the road department would need to be in on it, because one side has a tax, one side doesn't.
Sure,
And trying to
sure.
move, so it would probably make people upset, but I think they would all have to talk about it and look
Okay.
at it and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well-
that has been brought up.
Okay, because based off total population of the county and, with the new census, I mean, in the city of Ozark, every 10 years we adjust wards 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
So I didn't know if anything had come out of your office with regards to this at all. So,
No.
okay. Well, that answers that question.
So,
Makes it a little more confusing. But,
So Cheyenne Road has been the boundary for quite some time,
I think
hasn't
so,
it?
yes.
And so what you're saying is, so I don't know the number, I just know the total census number that they gave us in 2020. So is Ozark, the east side growing more than the west side?
No, I think the west side's probably continued to grow a little bit faster than the east side.
Okay,
I do
so
know that
that
at
may-
one point, Kay said that the divider probably should be 65 highway. But, I mean, she said we'd all have to look at it and talk about it.
Okay.
Because like I said, one side has a tax and one side doesn't. So moving someone might make them very upset if they don't have a tax, or like C1, C2, and then they do get a tax. So.
Sure.
Well, I'm sure the people out in Fremont Hills would like that to be moved to 65. That would lower their tax if that tax is always going to stay
Right.
different, lower than the east side. But we'll work with Austin Fax on that.
Yeah, something to look
I
at.
didn't know I didn't know for sure that was our responsibility.
It's, and nor did I, but the Cheyenne Road is not the confusing piece. I mean, it's
Right.
pretty easy for everybody,
Right.
okay, Cheyenne Road is, once you get down to Highway 14 and we start jogging back and forth,
Right.
where the west side jumps over into the east side of Highway 65 and then back over.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's where some of the residents that have reached out to me, they're like, this doesn't make any sense. Why
It is strange that.
Why am I in the west
Mhm.
when I'm over here on the east side
Right.
of 65 highways?
Correct.
One other comment I want to say, Ms. Paula, is I've heard quite a few people, you got your first election under your belt, and I've had nothing but compliments about how we did the election. So you and your people, kudos to you guys, because these are not easy. There's a lot of work that goes on, and to have a good election is not easy, so good job. Any other comments that anyone wants to make? Okay, we will have that. Thank you very much.
I guess one more.
Okay.
Anybody that's affected, you're going to be sending out just the voter registration cards, nothing in addition, that they're moving back?
No, they were moved before the
This
April
past-
election,
okay,
so
so
we
they've
sent them out
already-
in December,
Okay, so they've already
January.
gotten there.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect,
yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Done that early.
All right, very good. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the maintenance supervisor, Mr. Richard.
Good morning. Morning. So we had a discussion about remodeling the second floor men's restroom. We did demo that restroom out Monday. I have been in contact with Draper Plumbing, and our flooring, the guys we use for most of our flooring, Stone Bridge. I would ask that the commission use other funding other than building maintenance for the flooring at this point, and that is $3,534.53. Draper's quote come in a little high. I have been in contact with a couple of our vendors to see if we can get those prices down, and I don't have anything set yet, but I may be able to knock that $6,000 price tag for all the plumbing and the fixtures down closer to $4,500. So right today, I'm only asking for the commission to cover the flooring.
Okay. And that's just on the men's side?
Just the men's side.
Are
Now,
we-
the plumbing feeds the women's restroom, so we have it temporarily hooked back up, but we will disconnect that and then redo the plumbing into that adjacent restroom when we do the plumbing.
And I know the men's needed a real bad improvement, but the women's too, while we're doing that upstairs, we're gonna kind of look at the women's and try to make it a little bit better too.
Very limited what I can do in that.
It's
more or
very
less
small space.
Very small space. Other than a new supply line and a fresh coat of paint, there's really not much I can do with it.
Yeah, anything that we can do just to make it look nicer. I heard the rumor that Commissioner Jackson had used the women's restroom up there one time because the men's was busy and he got stuck.
It is quite small.
True?
It might be a bad room.
But the women's do that. Our
I'm
ladies
sorry.
had a,
That's right.
That's why you
across the
shouldn't
hallway.
say anything about rumors, okay?
Yeah.
Don't repeat.
It's a small room. I am a large guy, so.
Well, so it could be true. It could be true. All right, so, Miss Amy, do we have that kind of money in $3,500 to spend out of capital improvements, or what would your suggestion be?
To utilize capital improvements, the entire project would have to come out of it, and it would have to be over $10,000.
We are looking at the total project right now with the quotes I have exceeding $10,000, just over $10,000. But
So would that,
we've had quite a bit of extra money come out of building maintenance. We spent $3,300 installing the electric chargers for the F-150s we got on grants. and almost $10,000 to put the exit door in out of the break room, so we have access downstairs for the storm shelter. That was unplanned. A couple other things that have added up to this first quarter, so I'm right around 60% of my budget. I should be closer to 75 for this time of year. That's why I'm asking for capital improvements fund.
So you heard that. I mean, he's been spending money out of his budget on different items throughout this first 3 or 4 months. So would that qualify? His whole total bid is over 10,000?
Yes.
So you're okay with us making a motion today to approve the 3,500?
I think, did you say we need, for it to work, we need to do it all?
Yes.
So we'd be making a motion to cover the full cost of that out of capital improvements, rather than dividing it up
Yeah.
between
Oh,
counties.
I'm okay
Current
with that.
quotes only they total up to $9,560.41. That doesn't include paint, that doesn't include the sheet rock that we'll buy, burring out the wall, cabinet, mirrors. So we're going to exceed that 10,000, we'll just be over it slightly. So we would have to put that as a whole project and, I guess, dedicate a purchase order number to that. Is that correct?
I'll have to set up a project account.
Okay.
But Ms. Amy, you're okay with us then making a motion to pay the entire amount out of the capital improvements?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's very important because the two important groups that we're going to be taking care of and making the facility, the restroom facility, much better is all the citizens, the guests that come in here, and our employees. They're equally important to make that a great place to do what you have to do. So we're going to do that. So I need a motion to approve a capital expenditure.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard.
So I saved you a little bit on your budget.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's good morning for you. Okay, Resource Management Director, Mr. Todd.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning, Todd.
So, last week, you all agreed to reconsider case number 2023-0327, which is the Windmill Holdings Cassidy Station, CUD. And since the April 4th meeting that we had, the applicant had an opportunity to better understand what the county and the Planning and Zoning Commission was trying to require as far as the surfacing of the parking area. And that was the major sticking point, if you recall, separating this project from being approved and not being approved. So Mr. Estes, after that meeting, called and we met, and he came to understand that the actual area that we need to have paved is the required parking spaces. And based on the size of the buildings and their uses, there's a certain number. I believe that number is 49. And he's presented a revised site plan. I gave a copy of that to you in the packet. That covers 50 spaces. And that plan also indicates that area to be covered with chip and seal. And that basically is the important thing that was holding things up. That information has been incorporated into the PUD plan and the site plan. That's really what has changed. And also, I drafted a proposed order which also incorporates some slight changes to the time schedule, providing 120 days to go ahead and get that surfacing aspect done. And then some other shorter time frames for some other components that need to be taken care of. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try and answer them, but we were really close before.
On page 2 of that, on the next to the last whereas, on page 2,
Yes?
it reads, The March 18th, 2023, was that March 18th, 2024?
You're right. This has been going on for a while, but nope, it should be 24.
I just knew that we were working our way toward that with a December before that and so forth, so, okay, thank you.
Good catch.
Mr. Jackson, do you have any questions, comments?
No, I just appreciate the applicant working with staff to get this thing in front of us here so that we can address it today and move on down the road. I think it's a good thing for our community, and it's a good thing that we've put everything to bed here in this agreement. If the applicant is satisfied with everything, I am as well.
Very good. What is the order number?
It would be 0509-2024-01. Oh, what are we doing today?
Because we had a financial.
Oh, I'm sorry. 02.
Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure. Okay, all right. And then, so the only other question I have is, so you've changed the dates to make it all work well for the county and for Mr. Estes, and so we moved the dates back to get some of the buildings in compliance and everything like that. So,
Yes.
so Mr. Estes is okay with those dates too? I mean, I tell you what, I'm really happy. So this, to me, this is a win-win for Mr. Estes and all the great things that he's done, and also for the county. So we're just keeping everybody in compliance. That's all. And so I'm happy to accept a motion to approve the order 0509-2024-02.
I'd make that motion.
Second the motion, sir.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hey, thank you very much. That's another good project. Complete. Okay.
Hey, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Well done.
Well, thank you.
I think the last thing we have today on communications, I think that Ms. Amber has something that you want to communicate to us.
Well, I just wanted to have the opportunity to talk about.
Yeah, we can do
Like ribbon
that. I
cutting.
think we can do this under communications.
Yeah.
You want to-
You wanted to do a ribbon cutting or a grand
Yeah,
opening?
a grand opening type thing.
Of the employees.
Invite all the employees to the new break room.
I know we had talked about doing like a potluck lunch where we would provide something, but that did get kind of complicated and expensive. So I think you had the idea of doing like a breakfast to where we could have coffee and donuts and maybe something like that. Would that be more, what do you guys want to do? You just gotta tell me.
My thought was that if we did that, number one, it doesn't require much control once you get the stuff here. It's not, I don't think it'd be very extraordinarily expensive, and I thought if we could start it, we do have to work with security and all, but I think it's fine. We could make sure that we started it by at least 7:45 or so. People could come through on their way to their offices. Otherwise, we're going to maybe put some stress on places that people are supposed to be in their office at that time, and they're downstairs much and away, so I don't know about that. So, but I thought if we could open it a little early, then for those that did need to be at their desk at 8 o'clock, they could still participate. That's what I was thinking.
We could talk to the sheriff about that, to make sure that they'd be okay with that. And then if you made it like between up until like 9:30 or 9:45, give them a full couple of hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then people can, take turns coming.
Yeah. In fact, whatever there, to me, would be left out,
Yeah.
through
I just
the
meant,
lunch
like,
hour and whatever.
trying to
So
keep
you
the
can have
costs in line.
designated hours, but we're not going to toss out any good donuts or something, at that point in time. Bradley might want them.
No good donut will go wasted. All good donuts may go to my waist.
Hastily.
Yeah, and Ms. Amber and I have talked about it, and I've also talked to some other employees. I think that's actually a good thing, maybe a 7:45 to 9:45, and probably just pastries, maybe donuts is the easiest, I don't know, but also coffee and juice. So we can probably try to estimate how many people, but we
I
want.
was doing it at 100, because you have 47 employees tied to this building, and then you got to think
So 100.
probably double
Yeah,
maybe from the other buildings that will actually have.
yeah. So 100, and then we just need to, and we can get all that. We can get our donuts. We got more than St. George's. They're a great place, but if they're too expensive when we bid it out.
I do this every year for Christmas. I bring every office donuts, and the cheapest place that I can get them in Christian County is Walmart.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. If St. George's bids out too high, then I'd go to Walmart. If you tell them ahead of time how many donuts you're going to have, they're going to make sure that they've got the freshest that morning for you. They'll already have boxed up for you.
Okay. Well, and then you guys will just have to, I can get you a total based on that.
If you give us a total, are you all okay with, I don't think it's going to cost more than 50, I mean, the juice is what's going to probably, orange juice is
Oh,
going to.
let me go to Costco and grab
Huh?
some cheeseburger.
Do what?
Did they build one in Christian County?
No, but I
Okay.
think otherwise we're gonna pay for it. But I think we have $40 in our employee services fund, if you want to put that
Okay,
towards
well,
it.
we can use that, and as long as you have enough to replenish but people are beginning to use that now, right?
Mhm.
And we're still coming up with all the money accounted for,
We've been short overall
$1,
$4.
oh, $4. Huh.
But I'm going to give it a little, I'm not going to say that it's not error yet, because we were trying to get our system down too.
Yeah. Okay.
Because now we're not leaving, so we're trying to load them and then take them back so we can keep track of everything.
All
It's
right.
been a learning experience for us too. When you have multiple people who are trying to do it, like the guys come do it, they bring over the stuff. Sometimes I do, sometimes Shelley does, but now Shelley will be the point person on that, and she's keeping inventory.
Would you guys be interested in chipping in $25 each?
The answer, of course, is yes. But when you first get that total, what it's going to cost, run it by me first. The last thing we did here, these two gentlemen picked up the cost on and refused to take my money. So start with me on this, and I'll do the bulk of it or all of it.
Well, we just make it work.
I'll have her call around today and get some pricing, and then, and I don't think we need to bring copy in. I think we can bring a couple of copies and just keep our copy going here. I don't think we need
Yeah.
to.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we can do that. And so, what day, or have you thought about a day yet?
Which day would you guys like?
If we did it on the next holiday, there wouldn't be many people here.
Okay,
It wouldn't
27th,
cost
we're
us
gonna do
much.
it May 27th.
Is that a Monday?
It's Memorial Day.
Oh. No, I'm
how
not
about-
thinking.
We could do it next Wednesday, is May 15th. So you want to do that? But you guys, you don't want to do Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gone on Wednesday.
What day of the week do you want to do it?
I mean, Mondays, everybody's almost always there on Monday or Tuesday, aren't they?
I also have to talk to the sheriff.
Sure,
about
ask,
setting it early.
yeah.
But maybe,
But
let's ask them, because let's see what days that they're getting heavy.
yeah, even if I'm not there. But also, while we're there that day, Richard, maybe Jillian that helped us with, I'd like
She
to
wants to
invite
come.
her.
She wants to.
And we could maybe make a remark or two about her and how she helps somebody give credit to where it goes. Besides you guys did a lot. And so we maybe just have something like that, maybe at the beginning or something. Okay?
Monday or Tuesday of next week, either one will work for me.
Yeah.
I think we should probably do the next, the 20th or 21st, just to give
Time to
me
get information out.
Yeah, okay.
And I need to talk to the sheriff, and I'll have Shelley get you pricing, so maybe just a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Is that okay? Is that a good time to do Monday and Tuesday of the following week?
Yes,
Okay.
both of those days.
Okay,
work
I
for
think
me as well.
they're good for me.
Just let me know for sure when you decide which.
Okay. All right, very good. All right, thank you. Thanks for all that work. I think that's going to be nice. I think our employees will appreciate that. And I'm hoping that we'll get more and more employees to utilize the nice new place to take a break and eat their lunch. The last thing I have that Commissioner Jackson and I have just briefly, very briefly talked a little bit about, because we've had Senator Curtis Trent send us messages back and forth, and they're trying to add something to the budget line this week. So the Senate is working on the budget. They're probably in filibuster right now because they're trying to discuss what else is going to be voted on in what order between this week and next week. That's the end of the session. So 6 o'clock on that Friday is the end of it. So you got to get the budget done. But they're not wanting to do the budget. Some of them aren't wanting to do the budget because of not agreeing on what's going to be debated next. But what Senator Trent and also Senator Moon is trying to help us with is they're trying to get 2 or 3 things added to the budget because they have more money this year, and so actually help Christian County. So the item that we both got a text from the senators on this past week and then again on Wednesday was there's a new group called Business Council of the Ozarks, and right now there's 10 businesses in Christian County, and there'll be more as they just continue to start this, and they just strictly concentrate on different services provided to businesses to make sure they continue to grow and encourage businesses to come to town. And they're completely nonprofit. And so these guys were wanting to put a line extension in the budget for Christian County for business, for the Business Council of the Ozarks. And I don't remember how much money it was. Do you remember?
Just a second.
One of the other line extensions is $50,000 for the Chadwick Fire Department, and they desperately need and could use the money. So that's another line item they're going to try to protect. No guarantee, none of these may get protected as they go through this last part of the budget process. But
the email that I received from Senator Trent does not show a dollar amount. He may have said it to me in our phone conversation. But there was a question that was brought forward that we may need the auditor's expertise on, was that the money coming down from the state and this budget line item that they're trying to add can't come from the state straight to the Business Council of the Ozarks, but would need to go to a governmental entity as a pass-through. Check would be written to Christian County. Christian County would then cut a check.
Check with Austin Facts first.
Okay. I knew that there was a concern about pass-through funds through the county in your office, but we can definitely check with Mr. Fax. They're just looking for an agency of support to run those funds through, and it does affect several businesses in Christian County. So the Business Council of the Ozarks is a nonprofit organization providing a wide array of community support. This support not only helps local businesses, but enhances the lives of citizens within the community. Any increased funding will be used to support and expand the BCO's mission to create thriving business community in the greater Ozarks region. So,
if I may interject here,
yes.
It appears to me that we're going beyond what a communications ought to be. We're discussing possible things that we just ought to put this on the next agenda for a regular meeting, and by then we could get any additional information. I have questions and concerns, but I won't express them today. But I feel like that communications is designed to just say next Thursday we're going to have a food truck here or something, and so I want to be sure that we're not discussing something that people who would be watching or whatever would think goes beyond communications.
Yeah. Well, I don't expect in this to come to a resolution today, but more of the fact that Senator Trent has reached out to me, he's reached out to the presiding commissioner. We can't talk about it except for an open session. I had a question for the auditor, and that's why it was put in this forum, so we could at least, kind of halfway get a little bit of a dialogue going with where we need to go, whether or not this is even 100% valid, and not knowing if Senator Trent had even reached out to you yet.
He has.
Okay.
But my point's still the same. I think
Sure.
we ought to put this on a notice, because if there were, again, there may have been people that would have been here to talk about this or hear us talk about it. And even if we're only discussing it, we ought not to be discussing it if it's not on a posted agenda, because we're going beyond our agenda. That's my understanding.
Yeah, I respect your opinion, but at some point in time, we've got to be able to throw the topic out on the table to even see if it's something we can do. And I know with Senator Trent, it's kind of, if they're going to get it added to the budget, and I would prefer that we, if the state's got leftover money and they're trying to find places to shove it, I would prefer they shove it back in the taxpayers' pockets.
I'll be glad to do it tomorrow. I'll be glad to do a
yeah.
special emergency session tomorrow if we need to, or tomorrow after
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that things that are on communication or anything else for that matter ought to be brought before, even for that preliminary discussion, because if we can have a preliminary discussion in any meeting, or we can call a special meeting.
True.
So let it be noted that I feel like because of the sunshine law, we need to stop talking about this. That's my opinion, but I'm not the presiding commissioner.
So after hearing both of you, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with a special meeting tomorrow if we need it. So you want to call Austin Facts? I'll call Austin
I
Facts.
can do it either way.
Can you? Okay, will you
Either way.
call Austin Facts and just find out, exactly what we need to do? If the reason is that we cannot have it sent to the county under Christian County and they forward it on, then we'll use Finley River Foundation, or because they will accept the money, or we'll use up in Springfield the group that Fogel used to be in charge of. That group.
Community Foundation.
Community Foundation of the Ozarks. They can do it for people too. So let's find out the best way to
Okay.
do that if we need to. The reason why it's time sensitive is because they could vote on the budget at any time, and we want to defend the budget. There is one other item, and it's a real big item that Ms. Kayla and I sent, and I think maybe other people have sent a letter in support for maybe up to $1 million grant from the, well, not a grant, but it's money from the state budget, one time only, to help build that road in front of the Chevrolet dealership all the way down to the Creative Audio, because we need to get that hub that they're trying to build for a technology hub that's going to bring a lot of jobs in, six-figure jobs. So we got a lot of money that's at stake here. So we can certainly have a special meeting tomorrow if we need it, because we may need to vote on something. We'll monitor that all day
I would
today.
suggest that if we're going to call a 10 o'clock meeting tomorrow, we put both topics on, the Senator Moon and the
Yeah.
Senator Trent topic, and
Yeah.
we can send a letter of support if we choose to Senator Moon's office from all three of us, if that's what we choose.
Yeah.
Because that 18th Street extension is a big project that's going to be partially privately funded, and that will be helpful to the growth of at least this community of Ozark. But
Is that a county road or Ozark Special Road, or whose road is?
That's the city road.
it's the cities, yeah.
City.
They call it the 18th Street extension. It's going to basically go up north and cut back over to 7th.
Our response, we wouldn't have any financial connection.
Just letter of support.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. While you're making calls to Austin Facts, one of the things that would make me feel better when we sit down and talk about this, have we talked to Show Me Christian County? Have we talked to the
Yeah.
Ozark Chamber of Commerce? Because to me, both of those are involved in some of the exact same things that these folks are wanting to do. I just want to have that information.
Yeah, Show Me Christian County is definitely involved in it. I haven't talked to Ozark Chamber.
When you say involved, well, let's talk about it tomorrow.
All right. Let it be noticed, we're gonna have a 10 o'clock meeting tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, just to make sure, let's do 10, can you do 10:30? I've got a 9 o'clock meeting over at Nixa tomorrow, so just make sure I'm back. Should be, but we'll say 10:30 tomorrow. It's not going to be a
Yeah,
long
that'd be
meeting.
fine.
Okay,
That'd be fine.
we'll have a meeting, special meeting tomorrow, commission meeting at 10:30, okay? Any other items to be discussed, communications? Okay, seeing none, we are